Hi guys, so in today's video I'm just going to showcase my Faceform brush set collection and all of my lashes. What I want to do is I want to talk to you about the products, how they work, what they're made of, and just so that you're familiar with the products, because I know there are quite a few products and I haven't actually done a sit down video and gone through them with you, so this will probably be helpful as I do get a lot of questions regarding the lashes especially. But I'm going to start with the brushes. So this is the Faceform brush set. So this is what you'll receive when or if you decide to order. So this is the Sophina Artistry SKA Cosmetics brush set. So inside you have some extra packaging just to make sure everything's kept nice and secure. So this is the bag that you'll receive. So this bag, it's nice and big. It can fit not just your brushes, but it'll also fit your makeup in there. I've used this bag so many times to carry like all my makeup in there. The zip is really strong. It won't break on you even if you have overfilled it, obviously, like being sensible with how much you filled it. So inside now you have 8 brushes. So the Faceform brush set is all about creating a full face of makeup, from eye makeup to foundation to powder to highlighter, contour, everything. And I'll just take these out. So each individual brush is wrapped individually, so everything is nice and hygienic. So I'm going to start with the first brush. So our first brush, take the wrapping off, is the Face Buffer. It says Face Buffer SKA. So each brush will tell you what the brush is for. So those of you who are new to makeup and you're not sure what brush to use for what area of the face, it'll tell you exactly on the brush what it's for. So it has a nice little plastic sleeve to keep on there if you want to, or so you just pull it down and you can just use the brush and then you can just push the sleeve back up just to keep it clean, or you can just get rid of it. It's completely up to you. But I find having the sleeve on there just protects the bristles and it just keeps your brush cleaner and more hygienic. Taking the sleeve off for a second, I'm just going to show you. So the brush itself is made of a wooden handle, and then it's got some nice gold metal work. And this brush in particular is a synthetic brush. So a synthetic brush is good because it doesn't soak up a lot of product, so you won't like waste your foundation. So if you're using liquid foundation with natural hair brushes, they will soak up a lot of your product, which leads to product wastage. So synthetic is always good. Now this is quite a dense brush, as you can see on the skin. And the reason why it's dense, but at the same time it's got like soft tips, the reason why it's dense is that you can buff. So when we say buff, this is called a buffer brush. You do circular motions like this and you can buff your foundation onto the skin. So you can use like a liquid foundation with this, you can use a cream foundation, mousse foundation. The only thing you wouldn't be able to use with this is a powder foundation, but don't worry, we have another brush for that. So this is the buffing motion or stippling motion, what this is good for. You can drag and do like strokes, but buffing always gives like a more flawless finish, and everyone who's used this brush, I've had such good feedback for this brush. It's insane. So yeah, I do advise obviously you clean your brush before using it. So when you wash it and clean it, because obviously they're brand new and they're produced, any fallout will already come out and then it will just carry on. You should expect fallout with a brush because that happens with every brushes. I've used all sorts of brushes in the past, from MAC to Morphe to Sigma to Zoeva to NARS, anything and everything. I've tried it and all of them have fallout. So fallout is normal for brushes. Obviously not chunky chunks of fallout, and if that ever was to happen, you just need to drop us an email and we'll always replace it, as long as it's within a certain time frame. Obviously, like if it happens a year later, then you've used your brush for a year, so it's probably been used quite a lot. But to be fair, I launched these brushes in 2015 alongside the lashes, and I have used 3 of these. I'm not joking, I've used 3 and they're going strong. So that's your face buffer brush. Next, moving on, so that was your foundation face buffer brush. Now let's move on to our flat contour brush, and again it's got this plastic sleeve. So the sleeve is definitely a good idea to keep on this brush when you're not using it, because it will just keep the bristles in place because it's a specific shape. So it's flat and it's quite narrow. You can see it's quite narrow, just a certain shape for a certain reason, because it is a contour brush. So you can just see on the brush it says flat contour brush, so it will tell you exactly what it's for, which is a contour. So now this is synthetic, but this is goat's hair. So they're all made from rosewood. So it's a nice light wooden handle. It's not like a heavy wooden handle at all. Really light and easy to use, and you know, it's really important to have like a lightweight brush, because as well as having a lightweight hand, because you just get more of a flawless finish, airbrushed finish. So that's your synthetic texture, and this is goat's hair. Now the reason these are goat's hair is because you just get such a nice blend, and because obviously most of the time you're going to be using like a cream contour or even a powder, you're not really going to be using so much liquid. It'll be more like creamy contour. Even if you do use liquid, it's completely fine, but you're not getting product waste. But obviously, to get that really nice blend so that your contour lines aren't harsh, we've gone with goat's hair, and that's going to just give you a really nice blend on your contour. Yeah, so it's nice and straight and flat, so you can just get that chiseled contour line down the side of your cheeks, across your jawline. It works really nicely on the sides of your nose, and then like for my forehead, I usually keep it in this angle and just pack on the contour and just blend downwards like that. So you can use it on all areas of the face to contour, like under the chin, bottom of the nose. So yeah, really nice for contouring. Third brush, so this is the multi-purpose powder brush, and it says it there as well. So you can use any powder with this, hence why it's called a multi-purpose brush. So you can use it for setting powder because it's really soft. Again, it's the goat's hair, so it's really soft, so you can like literally just pack on your setting powder for baking all over, and then you can dust it off as well. You can use it for blusher, just working like either on the apples of the cheeks, or even getting a nice contour in, because you can just literally pinch the blusher brush like that and contour. You know, if you don't want to use a flat one, you can get a softer contour still with the blusher brush. So it's very multi-purpose, this brush is. So I tend to use this for my setting powder and for my blush. So with my setting powder, I'll pack on my setting powder and then I'll just dust it off once I'm done with the baking. And for my blusher, I will just, like, I use a lot of bronzer and blusher, to be fair, so I've got about 2 or 3 of these which I use. So I'll use like one for like my lighter pinks and one for my darker pinks, and then one for my bronze. So like you can see here, that one's covered in bronzer because I use this for my bronzing. So that's brush number 3. And now we're going to move on to our eyeshadow brushes. So with our eyeshadow brushes, I will start with this one. So this is our eyeshadow. So this is synthetic material. As you can see, it's the black and white bristles, similar to the foundation brush. And the reason why is because this is going to pack on the product really well. So it's nice and flat and precise, and what this is for is just packing on product. So like a tapping motion like this. So you'll dip it into the pan and then you'll pack it on and you pat and drag. So a lot of makeup artists use the technique pat and drag, and they can just really pack on their pigment product, and then they'll use another brush to blend. So I've got another brush that we use for blending, I'll show you next. But this has got a nice really fine tip, and you can use this for a lot of different things as well. So you can use it to carve out your brows, you can use it to carve out a cut crease, and you can use it to like really define eyeshadow under the eye. So it's got a lot of uses than just being an eye shader. So this is one of the eye makeup brushes that we have created. You know, when I said that we use the eye shader to pack on the product and then another brush to blend, so there's two different blending brushes we have now. So we'll pack on the product with the eye shader, and then I like to blend with the smoke shader. And the kind of brush that this is goat's hair now, so we're going back to blending, so we use goat's hair for blending. So the synthetic hair to pack on the product, and then the goat's hair to blend your product. So this brush again is quite dense but yet fluffy at the same time. It's got like a soft tip to it. It's quite like narrow, but it's like narrow on the width, but it has quite a lot of length. Now what this is good for is this being called a shadow smoker, is this, I tailor-made these according to the way I like to do makeup looks. So what I like to do is I like to like really smoke eyeshadow under the eye, and then also when we pack the eyeshadow onto the lid with this brush, then what I like to do is I like to blend it out with this brush. So we'll add more product but still blend at the same time with this brush. But we've got our base pigment with this one. So base pigment here, and then we can blend with this one. I would blend underneath the eye, and it will give like a really nice intense smoky look under the eye, and also at the top, so where we put our eyeshadow all over the eyelid, I'd like blend out more with the shadow smoker. So that's the shadow smoker, and it's one of my favorite brushes just because I like to do that really sultry smoky eye. So this is the Crease Shader. Crease Shader is a really nice blendy brush, so it's similar to like the MAC 222 224. It's for the crease, so when we say the crease, like here, and you know when you want to do that like really nice transition shade, that's what it's nice for. Or like if you're just blending out eye makeup going upwards anyway into the eye and you need it to be in a specific place, this is lovely for that. So this is goat's hair again, so it's nice and soft and fluffy, and it will blend the product really nicely. It's really good because it picks up a lot of the product, so you only need to like just tap once or twice into the pan and then work with it. You don't need to like really, you know, dig it into the pan and work with the product for it to pick up the product. It picks it up really well. So this is the Crease Shader brush. Now I like to use this not only to like shade my crease, but also underneath the eye. So if I've worked with the eye shader brush and it's quite intense and I want to soften it, then I'll use the Crease Shader as well, and I'll just soften it with the Crease Shader. That's brush number 6. So brushes number 7 and 8 now. We'll start with this one. This is the wing liner brush, and this is a really nice angled brush. This is synthetic fibers. Reason being is because we're going to be working with like gel liner or, you know, like liquid rather than powder. So this is very angle precise, so you can see how thin the tip is, how pointy it is on all angles. It will just give you that really nice like precise wing. So this is a short angle brush. If you're not too confident doing a wing liner, this is where this is handy because it's got the angle. So what I would advise when using this brush is work with the larger point of the angle facing in, and then you drag it as you go out, and then you flip it, so the larger point of the angle is facing outwards, and then you work at your wing part and you bring the product in and you just join, and then you just flip it and work out and flip it and work in. And that's like the easiest way to get a really nice liquid liner wing. So that's the wing liner brush. That's brush number 7. And finally, brush number 8 is the brow definer. So the brow definer, it also says it here on the brush that it's a brow definer. So this again is synthetic fibers, because a lot of brow gels are gel, but it also works perfectly with powder. So you can also work with powder as well if you wanted to. So this is very short tipped. It's not a lot of bristles there, and it's nice and thin, as you can see through the center, and it's got the whole angle as well, so from large to short, from like a higher end to a shorter end, and what that's going to do is exactly the same way, like working from your brows outwards and then down. And you can also work inwards by flipping it, like the same way you'd flip the liquid, the wing brush for the liquid liner. You'd flip it and then work inwards. Now you can turn this brush in any way you want to create hair strokes, which is quite nice because it's so defined, but it's not super thin defined where it would mean you'd have to work a lot. So I like softer brows, so that's why we've chosen the width of this brush, you know, as it is. So if you're going to follow the hair of the brows, just make sure you're always working with the longer side, the higher tip, and you'll kind of like draw upwards for brows that grow upwards. Then you'll just angle it a bit and work outwards, and then you'll angle it downwards and work down with the brows. You're following the brow. Another use for this brush or the wing liner brush, but I'd probably say go with this one more because it's got a longer width, or even this one, like I said, you can carve out the brows. So I would probably go with this one for carving out the brows, but you can use either, only because you get more control with this because it's got the angle and it's completely flat. So you can, with concealer, you can carve out the brow completely on both ends, and because it's synthetic, it will work with the concealer really nicely, just the same way, you know, your foundation brush is synthetic as well and works with liquids very well. So that's your multi-use for your brow definer brush. You can use it to fill in the brows, and you can also use it to carve the brows. All you need to do is just give it a little wipe in between. So you'll fill the brows first with your brow gel, and then give it a wipe with a makeup remover and wet wipe, and then just go back in with the concealer and just carve out the brows. So those are your 8 brushes here for the Face Form brush set, and they are just, you know, I'm not even just saying it because they're my brushes, but it's been 6 years now since I launched these brushes, and I still use them and customers still love them. And I don't know why I haven't done a video on this sooner, to be fair. I mean, I used to do a lot of live streams, but I think this will just be so much better because, you know, you can always refer back to it, how to use the brushes, what they're for. So yeah, that's your Face Form brush set. So I'm just going to pop these back in my bag. So once the brushes are in the bag, look how much space you have in there. You've got loads of space in there. And just to give you an idea of what you can fit in there, I'll show you like how much you can fit in terms of products. So a mascara, that's gone in the bag. Let's get a lipstick, that's gone in there. Get a lip pencil, that's gone in there. So I've got a compact setting powder, and that's gone in there. And that all zips up really nicely, and you can see there's still space in the bag because I can fold the corners. So if we were to move all the products to one side, there's still a lot of space in the bag. That comfortably all goes in there, and that can be like a full face of makeup. All your brushes, all your makeup in the bag. So it's just really nice and neat. You can go on to www.sophinakhan.com and all the lashes and brushes are available on there. So with every face form brush set that you purchase, you're going to get 3 pairs of lashes free. So the brush set retails at £30, and that's 8 brushes and the bag. So all the lashes are £12 each, but you're going to get 3 pairs of lashes free. And there will be a discount code that you just need to enter for that. So what you do is, if you do want to use and take advantage of the code, then you just add the brush set to your cart, and then you add 3 pairs of lashes to your cart. And then when you go to the end at checkout, you just use the promo code 3 free. So the number 3 and then FREE 3 free, and that will discount your 3 lashes to £0. So you're only paying for your brush set and your shipping. So that's a nice little offer there for you. So I hope that is informative and it helped you, get to know my products a bit more. And if you do have any questions, just drop it in the comments below, and I shall see you on the next video. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Take care. Bye.